Log in inNo account. Sign up, log out. Benjamin Netanyahu will be indicted on charges of bribery, fraud and breach of trust, just weeks ahead of the country's elections. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will be indicted on corruption charges, pending a hearing for bribery, fraud and breach of trust. Mr. Netanyahu rejected the latest allegations against him as a politically motivated witch hunt meant to defeat him in April elections. The Israeli PM went on national television on Thursday night, shortly after the country's attorney general recommended indicting him in a series of corruption cases. He called the timing of the announcement, 6 weeks ahead of elections, outrageous, and accused his leftist opponents of carrying out an unprecedented witch hunt. The pressure of the left worked, he said, saying the attorney general's recommendations threatened the country's democracy. He called the accusations lies and a blood libel, and said he would debunk all charges against him. Israel's Attorney General Avichai Mandelblit said he had accepted the police recommendations to file charges against Mr. Netanyahu in 3 different cases, pending a final hearing. In a Justice Ministry statement, Mr. Mandelblit said he planned to charge Mr. Netanyahu with bribery for allegedly promoting regulatory changes worth hundreds of millions of dollars to telecom giant Bezeq in return for positive press coverage in the firm's popular subsidiary news site Walla. He will also charge Mr. Netanyahu with fraud and breach of trust in 2 other cases. The first involves accepting gifts from billionaire friends, and the second revolves around alleged offers of advantageous legislation for a major newspaper in return for favorable coverage. Mr. Netanyahu denies any wrongdoing. He has vowed to carry on and is deadlocked in the polls ahead of the national elections on April 9.